Good evening, Sue Lynn. Thanks for taking the time out to be interviewed by the Mediation Times. To start off, could you tell us, how did you even start mediating in the first place? What brought you into mediation?
Back in the late 1990s when I was still in practice, the subordinate courts rolled out a pilot mediation program. And Justice Liu Tianling, as he was then, was the mediator. And there were occasions when he offered mediation to parties in disputes. Of course, it was entirely voluntary. But for me, I made sure that I spoke with my clients, encouraged them to go for mediation, and I must say I had quite a few successes. The cases were not very complicated. They were mostly what we call runner cases, so accident cases involving private vehicles, some insurance cases where personal injury was concerned, and it just took off from there. I was always interested in mediation thanks to Justice Liu. And when an opportunity presented itself to qualify as a principal mediator, I wanted very much to go for it. But unfortunately, I was getting married at that time. I think that was about 1997. So I missed the opportunity. I never forgot that. And after I left practice, I decided to look for more opportunities to become properly qualified as a mediator. So here I am as an associate mediator. I'm very proud of it.
What keeps you interested in mediation all these years?
Yeah, that's a good question. Thanks very much for asking that. As some people may know, I've gone in-house, so I've left the legal practice. When I was in practice, of course, I had a practicing certificate. And as a result, I was able to offer services pro bono, for example, the touch services that gave free legal clinics. With a practicing certificate, I could give back to society in that way. Now that I'm in-house without a practicing certificate, I find that it's a privilege and a pleasure to be able to again offer services where I can call on some of my training. And as I've mentioned to other people before, mediation is, I think, very well suited for legally qualified people. I'm not saying we're the best or anything like that, but there's a lot of synergy. And I find that our training to be analytical, our training to be impartial, this really helps when you use those type of training with your new skill sets as a mediator. So that keeps me interested that now I can, even without a practicing certificate, go to the PDRC, for example, and offer my services as an associate mediator.
So what advice would you have for someone who wants to be or is interested in becoming an associate mediator?
I think at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, if you are saying what's in it for me, then I would say, don't be a mediator. I think it's more, what can I do for you? It may sound a bit cliche, but I really do enjoy the fact that I can give back to society. For many years, I was a practicing lawyer, and it's an adversarial practice. And now to be a mediator where you are helping parties to come together, look at their interests, see whether it's really worth their while to stand on principle and litigate all the way up to a final conclusion. I think it's a really good way to be a peacemaker and help parties resolve as early as possible. That's really win-win. And I think at the end of the day, I looked into myself and said I would very much like to be part of that process.
Thank you very much, Sue Lynn.
Thank you.